Yay!
Live.
From the Owl House.
28 minutes for 28 days.
That's right.
Day number 17.
We are right here doing all the fun stuff. Oh, I left my socks over at the couch.
We made it to Shea Fold Out Cat in Madison, Alabama.
We did. It was a nice drive today.
Fold Out Cat actually not here right now. Just us.
We'll forget.
She's out right now, and Jasper's doing other things, and said he might come over later. But yeah, we're here. We made it. It's cold, but not like frigid, like it's going to be soon. Definitely not the 80-something degrees that we've been having lately.
No.
Had to get used to that, but
it's okay. We'll deal. We will definitely deal.
We're
sitting on two sides of the same table, so. And this is when people stop watching us. Hopefully our sound's working okay today.
We're even closer than we usually are in the truck.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's all good.
We've got a few people on Instagram.
Oh, good. So okay. I didn't see anybody else.
Surely someone would be telling us if there were no sound.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, so what's new, guys? What's new in your lives? Anything? Nothing? Okay. That's fair. I mean, we just saw you yesterday. So it's fair that it's nothing new today. But what we did is we drove for like 5-something hours today. Right? Yeah, 5.5 hours.
7.
Oh, I drove for 5 hours today. Okay, I drove for 5 hours. So, yeah. And then, yeah, that's what we did.
Yep, it was a long drive, but not awful.
Let me go get what I finished.
She's working on her stuff.
I am.
She's been crafting quite a bit lately. She's got her socks that she's bringing over. I think that's what you're bringing over anyway.
The things I finished today. Okay. So today I finished Tabitha's socks. I put the other heel in last night. I finished that. And I have a completed pair. I even woven the ends. So I'm very excited about that. And these are ready to gift. They've been on the needles for 3 years. 2 years. 2 years.
2 years, you just said it, right? Yeah.
December of 22 was when I cranked the tube. And then I really cast on the socks in February. Like I started doing all the cutting. So I finished those today. I just picked up the stitches and then cut the heel opening on this pair. So I have the shorty here that matches. And I just have the heel left on this one. So I'm going to do that. I don't have very much yarn left though. So we'll see how far I get. And then after that, this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to put cuffs on this pair of Bashful Armadillo. This is Palo Duro Canyon colorway in her Texas colorways.
It was a special color she did for something, right?
She did for us. Well, she had it in her...
At Eureka, right?
This was for when I did Texas Fleece and Fiber.
Yeah, that's right.
Texas when I taught this Afterthought Heel class.
Right.
So, yep. So she dyed up this colorway for us, or in the Matching Mini, which I don't remember the name of the color on this one.
Hello, Yellow Rose Fiber folks.
Hi, friends. You may recognize those. I definitely cranked a whole bunch of them. So anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to pick up a few rows down on this. I marked my halfway point, so my cuffs will be the same length. And then I will actually cut here, and then I'll unravel back several rows, and I will do some ribbing in this color, and then I have a little left of this color, so I'll add that on top. So these will turn out really nice, I think. I'm very excited about them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get some socks done this week, which have been languishing in a bag for many, many moons. What have you been up to today, Dean?
I drove some.
Dean drove. Yay!
She drove first, which usually we don't do. I don't know. Usually you drive in the morning, but today I was feeling pretty good, and you were ready to finish
I
some.
was tired. Yeah.
You were finishing some projects and kind of tired, so I drove for a couple hours to start this morning, and we got out of Florida.
We left Florida,
and it got kind of steadily. It was actually pretty cold at our campsite in Florida this morning.
Turned on the heat this morning.
I woke up and was like, I'm gonna go outside and turn on the heater because it was cold.
Yes.
I don't know. I looked up the weather we've been like planning all these things for Mississippi and coming here first and looking at the weather everywhere and checking on the weather like in places in Arkansas. The one place I didn't look at the weather was for where we were at yesterday morning for how cold it was going to get. And it was 40 degrees this morning. It was
40 this morning. Yep. It was a little chilly. So the truck got a little chilly. I didn't turn on the heat while ago in the truck. I probably should have.
Yeah. I'm going to go out there.
Send Dean out there in a little bit
soon
before we go to bed. So the last time we were here, we froze to the ground.
Yeah.
So, and then we sent our hydraulics into that lovely little panic. So I'm going to try not to do that.
It's not supposed to have any precipitation tonight.
No precipitation tonight. So that's good. It's just supposed to get pretty chilly.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we are heading south. We're going to go to back down to Birmingham. We drove through Birmingham today. Back down to Birmingham, and we're going to do something.
We're going to look at the venue for Alabama Fiber Festival. Katie's doing some helping with the workshop set up for that. And Q is on the board.
Q and I are co-chairs for the workshops.
Do they have a board? Or
yeah, it's a board. It's a nonprofit. Yep.
And so y'all are kind of in charge of getting all the classes set up for Alabama Fiber Fest, which will be the 16th, 17th, something
14th and 15th of November of this year, and that'll be at Cahaba Brewing. And there will be an application for vendors and for workshops going live the 1st of March. So you can look for that very soon. And you can apply to vend or teach. And those are all juried. So we do make sure that everybody is happy and working together. And so.
And who is
I feel like I've done something wrong. Sorry.
Are these your socks or?
These are my socks.
Yeah. I thought these socks were done. You have a pair just like these?
I have long hair.
Yeah, okay.
So I made 2 long tubes.
Hey Jasper.
I made 2 long tubes with these folded hems.
Yeah, and that's what I thought.
I made a pair. I made like a really long pair, and then I made leftovers. I did this. I did short pair, and then this was my demo sock for like 3 classes.
Yeah.
And then I did the toe in 1 class, and then I already had a heel on something else, so this one just never got a heel. So I'm gonna finish them up.
Do you think you have enough yarn?
That's to be determined. TBD. That's okay. This colorway is this is from Jim's Lux Fiber out of Mississippi. They are our gracious hosts this week for Fiber Fun in the Sip. And so this colorway is called Fat Tuesday. And I bought it at the Fiber Fun in this, not Fiber Fun in the Sip, the retreat. What was it called? Fiber Fun on the River.
Oh yeah.
I bought it at that, and then I cranked the sock tube during that weekend in 23.
That was when we drove on the Levee Road.
The Levee Road, guys. If anything ever says the Levee Road, don't do it. Just don't. That's the rule, okay? The potholes tried to swallow the Subaru. Okay. Like, we didn't have the yarn truck, and I thank God we didn't, because it was so bad.
Yeah, we were in the Subaru, and we were just we plugged it into the GPS. We knew vaguely where we were going. I looked on the map, like, that road takes us right there, and didn't think much of it. And gradually the road, it was like Now we're on a
The
dirt road. Now we're on a really bad dirt road.
The potholes, guys. The potholes were nuts.
Now we're on a really bad dirt road, and there is a barricade in the middle of the road
that says the road is closed.
The road is
and there
closed.
is no road ahead of us. And there's silt.
But we can plainly see.
We can see
the place where we're going.
But there's like silt on both sides of the levee. So like if you got off of the levee at all,
so
you
it's
would
like
just sink.
Road, silt,
all the way
silt down. On both sides.
And so there's a dirt road that's going down the side of this levee, but it's like covered in silt and like you can't actually see the gravel anymore. And so we drove
past the barrier that was sort of not really in the middle of the road. It was just kind of off to the side. We drove past that thinking there's got to be a way to get down to this. We can see the place where we're going. And Jasper's now on the couch over there.
Yeah.
Commenting on the video.
Commenting on Facebook.
And so we got there, and then it's a really steep gravel road down to off of the levee.
Yes. And it was into a field of silt.
Into a mud pit, basically. And there are like work trucks.
So I was like, if I go really fast, we might be able to make it across.
There are like work trucks parked down there. And we called that. That was when we called. Point,
we're like, okay, we can see
because we're like,
we can see
up on the
wildlife
levee,
center,
looking down on the wildlife center, and we're like, okay, if we just go down this steep thing and across this little patch of mud, we'll be there. Yeah. And we called them, and they said, yeah, we can see you up there. Just drive down that.
And then they were like, oh no. Then the guy who like manages the place, he's like, no, go back. Go all the way back and come the other way. So we went back and came the other way.
No, we went down. We went down that way.
No, we didn't. We went all the way back. We came the other way.
We did?
Yeah.
I thought we went down and went.
We came down.
No, we just went down we went farther back and went down one of the little. We did go back but we didn't go all the way around the.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I definitely messed up the suspension on the Subaru when we were.
Yeah, Jasper said it reminded him of a time they drove through a field in Tennessee on the way from a fire festival. Yes. There were cows.
We've driven actually on some pretty big highways where there have been cows, so that's not terribly uncommon, honestly.
Yep.
Yeah, we've driven yarn truck there,
but usually go over a cattle guard.
Yeah, it's open range, so.
Yeah. Oh, and there were passengers.
We did not have passengers. It was just me and Dean discussing how we would never go on a levee road ever.
No, again. Yeah, and and I think honestly the worst part of it was how bad the road was. Like before we ever got to like a barrier or a weird,
and we just kept going
pull off situation. Like the road, it was just awful.
We went over multiple cattle guards.
It reminded me of when we drove out to Hawksbill Crag, and it's this like scenic place in Arkansas.
The 3-foot deep holes in the road.
Yeah, I mean, just swallowing the vehicle.
Like you're like, yeah, that was how that was.
And it was like miles of this.
Yes, it was multiple miles.
It just kept going. And and then when we finally got there, they were like, oh no, yeah, you shouldn't go that way. There's like a much easier way to go around. You should have come from the north. Or
we're like, we told you we were coming from Arkansas, and they were like, oh, you came from Arkansas.
Oh yeah, the GPS takes you that way if you come from Arkansas.
Like, come on, guys.
Cool.
Come on. All right.
Good to know.
But we drove through some ice to get to that one too, so that was fun.
We did.
Yes.
I forgot about that too.
In ice too.
Whole southeast Arkansas.
So typically, when we are committed to a show, we are super committed, no matter what it is. So we did vend there because I had the whole back of the Subaru full of stuff. So we vended at this retreat.
We had an iGrid, and
we had the iGrid. We had we had several sheets of grid. And we had several boxes of product.
We had a couple hundred skeins of yarn for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We had a good time. Anyway, so that was before I did Fiber Fun in the SIP.
Yeah, that was February of 23. So
and I did. No, I
had done it in the fall. Yeah, you did it in the fall of 22, didn't you?
I did. I think that's how I got involved.
Yeah.
I think that's how I got recruited to do this one. So yeah, it was fun though. I mean, it really was a fun trip.
Yeah, no, it
like
definitely
once
was.
we figured out where we were going, it was fun.
And I had my telescope too.
Dean ran off to Jackson. Like he didn't stick around.
Oh
in
yeah,
the retreat part. Like he went off to Jackson and did other stuff.
I went off and did I watch a movie that day?
Well, you stayed in Jackson.
I did.
Or no, you stayed in Vicksburg.
I came back to Vicksburg.
You stayed in Vicksburg because we were.
I think I watched a movie. I watched a movie and I ate like Chinese buffet.
Because I never want to eat Chinese.
Went to an antique store and yeah, it was a wild day for sure. Speaking of ice, if you didn't catch it yesterday, we are postponing our trip to the Stitchery in Water Valley, Mississippi because of the ice.
Due to ice. Sorry, guys.
And it looks like that's probably going to be a good idea because it's
we have made trips before where we have like very carefully watched the weather and danced around ice. This one there's no dancing around it. And it may or may not do it, but at the same time, somewhere in Mississippi is going to be really gross
right now.
And it looks like right now it's going to be pretty well smack dab over the top of it.
And like we were supposed to be there on Wednesday, and it was going to some form of winter precipitation from midnight to 9 a.m. when we were supposed to be there at like 10 the next day.
Well, and it wasn't just that. It was like it was going to be 20. It's only a high of like 29.
Yeah,
for Wednesday.
So whatever's there is going to stay there.
And it was going to be there, and like I also didn't want people to come out.
Yeah.
And be like slipping.
Like I wrecked my car coming out to see the Yarn Adventure.
We don't want that at all. We want you guys to be happy with your experience with us.
Or I wrecked my car into the Yarn Adventure.
Yeah, we didn't want that either because we're gonna be parked
on the street.
Right on the street, like on our main street. And so we were like, no, we'll wait. We're trying to work out a date in March, I think. So
yeah, we're looking
at some dates.
I sent some dates over, so hopefully we'll find a good makeup date sometime this year. And let's see, so we're doing that. So yeah, we made it here today, and tomorrow we'll be heading over to to Birmingham first, and then over to Vicksburg a day early.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go over a date.
I think
2 days early, actually, but yeah. So
someone's
really
friend says, my friend saw y'all in Dothan earlier. I don't actually know how to say that. I think Alabama people probably know how to say it, but
Jasper, how do you say it?
Dothan, is that how you say it? Okay. Apparently that's right.
We kind of detoured. I was supposed to turn left, and I went straight.
So we got off the interstate in northern Florida a little bit early because on I-10 there was like some big wreck. We were only going to be on it for like 50 miles to start with, but then we were only on it for like 20.
Yeah.
And we got off, and then there was twice that we ended up doing like. We either there was once you took a wrong turn. You just didn't see that we were supposed to go somewhere, and then once was like it was just too hard to change lanes or something.
So like there was a turn lane that was clearly a turn lane.
Oh,
and
yeah,
there
that's
were two
right.
driving lanes, and there was another turn lane on the other side. And so I knew that, and the GPS was saying the left 2 turn lanes, and so I was looking at the number of lanes I had, and I was in the right lane. Except that one turn lane turned into 2.
Like another
over here on the left.
Turn lane appeared,
and then I was firmly not in the turn lane, and there was no getting back in the turn lane.
But it was basically the same amount of time, so we just kept kind of going that way, and
we ended up going through downtown Dothan.
Yep. So we ended up cutting right through the middle of Dothan. Yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah, we enjoyed it.
It was not a bad drive today. Really, there was some traffic. I mean, there was
definitely traffic.
A ton of people pulled over today.
Yeah. There's a lot. There was a lot of police activity last.
I actually think that there was. I thought that they were doing like a training exercise because.
Oh yeah, that was.
They had like a couple of cops like back
like
maybe
at like
a quarter
the
mile
intersection
away.
back, but they were like parked off in a parking lot and they were out and looking
and watching.
And I saw that there was lights and I was like, oh, they have someone pulled over. So
And-
everyone in the lanes like moved over.
And there was one cop car with a truck pulled over.
And they had
they were getting a
canine
canine out, getting a dog out.
But you like looked over from like on the road here, like this is where everybody was. And you like looked over into this like dirt patch, and there's like 6 unmarked vehicles lined up
with lights on,
with people standing outside of it in their like sheriff's vests and stuff, and they were like observing this dog.
It was like I think they were doing some kind of training.
I don't think they were doing any training. I think whoever was driving that vehicle was already removed. Is what I think.
The dog was trying to find something in the truck. Regardless,
the dog was super excited to be doing its job.
Yes, it was.
It was like, I will do whatever you want me to do. I'm just so happy to be here. So he was really, really excited. And we did not stick around there to find out anything else. We just kept on going.
We didn't stop much at all today. We had a couple of fuel stops and
some got coffee.
Got Starbucks, yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, this person who said her friend saw us in Dothan, they said that she sent me a picture and that's how I found you.
Oh, yeah.
A picture of the truck.
Picture of the truck. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, we get that a lot.
And Jasper says there's more than one way to get somewhere. I have so many roads that parallel the interstate.
So,
yeah.
Speaking of that, we got to Montgomery and we were like, okay, we're going to get on 65. So, like, I'm coming up to the intersection, and the GPS is telling me to go right, and the sign is clearly saying to 65, go left, and I was like,
huh, yeah,
okay. So then I was like, all right, so what am I gonna do? And I went right, and 85,000 stoplights later. And then it took us like through a neighborhood to get on 85, not 65, 85.
It was very weird because like if you had turned, you would have like gone down like a highway and then gone up another highway to get on 65. The way we went was like to turn kind of backwards, get on 85 and then get on 65.
After we drove
through the neighborhood,
it was weird.
And went through 10 stoplights.
I don't know.
And
it was
then we were right next to people that we had been right next to on the other road.
There was a truck that was going with this. So when I made the wrong turn before, I had passed this guy like right after we got off the interstate, and we had gotten on to like 213 or something like that. And so like I had been following the same truck over and over, and so after I made that weird turn in Dothan, is that what we call it? Okay. Well, after I went straight instead of turning, I was right behind him and caught right back up with this guy, like, I don't know, right on the other side of town. And then
so it must have been just as fast, but
and then we went the 85 way, and then this guy went the other way, like he turned, and I ended up right next to him on 65 too. So I was like, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
GPS was a little funky today. That happens. So anyway, I am working on socks. I'm gonna finish this heel tonight.
Did you show the?
No, I haven't talked about that yet. These?
No. Well, yeah, but what's going on? What those are going on?
No, I haven't talked about these yet. All right. So this isn't dry yet. But here she is. There's my cardigan. All done. I can't reach that high. Okay.
Black sleeve. You could just pick the sleeve up.
I could, but that was pointless. Anyway, still a little damp. Definitely needs some more blocking, some more drying. All right, so this is my sweater. Let's see if I can.
Liz says you guys should come visit Enterprise, Alabama one day.
Alabama.
We have the McWeevil.
McWeevil.
I have no idea what that is, but
the boll weevil.
But it's a McWeevil. It's like a McDonald's.
Like a McDonald's and a boll weevil? Is that?
I don't know, but I know it's a boll weevil. I know it's in Enterprise, but I don't know anything else about it.
We will investigate that.
Okay, so I have these lovely button placements here on the button band, and I have some options for buttons. So I was going to get y'all's advice. So I have these.
That is so much stranger than I thought. But I will let you finish your sweater first.
Okay. I was like, my buttons are weird because you've seen them a whole bunch. All right, so this is option number 1. Is these guys. So let's see if I can make it go around it a little bit. But yeah, so that's number 1. And they're like orange and ceramic. And then the other day, our friend Katie West sent us these really cool. I have a bunch of them. Compass ones. They're kind of big, but they're the same size as the other ones. So
I actually kind of like. I don't know. Should I say what I like?
There we go.
Or do you want to have a vote?
I want people to weigh in.
Okay.
So that's the other one. Yeah. And so obviously this is an adventure cardigan.
So yeah, vote for your favorite buttons. Are you ready to hear about the McWeevil?
Yeah, tell me about the McWeevil.
Okay.
All right. So we have the quilt buttons, or we have the compasses. Campi?
I would say compasses. Yeah.
Compasses. Okay.
So boll weevil, an insect.
I know what a boll
Typically,
weevil
yeah,
is.
we know what a boll weevil is. Okay.
I did grow up in Arkansas.
The McWeevil.
Are you showing an image?
Oh, I'm about to. I'm about to.
So. I really don't know what's going on the other side of this table, guys. I just don't know.
It's a statue at a McDonald's that is an anthropomorphized boll weevil in the form of Ronald McDonald. Yeah, let everyone just soak that in.
I don't know.
Liz, I thank you for bringing this into our lives.
I just don't even know. I don't know what to say.
Liz also says the compass looks cool against that color.
Okay.
But yes, thank you, Liz, for bringing that
Thank
into
you.
our lives. We needed that a lot.
Jasper says we need to take a road trip. All right, so we got 3 votes for the compass buttons. So I'm gonna take a picture and put that on Instagram, Facebook, whatever tonight, and let you guys do a vote and a poll tonight.
Yeah.
So hi, Luca.
Luca.
Luca
Kitty makes an appearance with 5 seconds to go.
So hard. He's like, oh god,
that's not what I had in mind.
What have I done? So yeah.
Liz says Dothan has the peanuts and they have the weevils.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because we drove through somewhere that also is the home of the national
peanut
national peanut event
festival, or not festival, it was something.
Yeah, National Peanut Festival.
Yeah.
And I was like, if there's a giant peanut and there's an event center and a fairgrounds, and I was like, and there's a giant peanut.
The McWeevil, so much better. So much better.
I'm gonna have to agree with that.
I've seen lots of places that have there's places in Arkansas even that have the boll weevil as their mascot.
Yes.
Nothing like that. That was great.
McWeevil.
On that note,
we're gonna go now.
28 minutes for 28 days. We will see you all tomorrow.
Happy crafting.